Hello, my dear student. You are most welcome to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is Physics with Nobir sir. The newcomers who is coming today for new, that is, they must have to subscribe my channel. That is Physics with Nobir sir. So তোমালোকে নিশ্চয় মোৰ চেনেলটো সাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰি ল'বা। তো ইয়াৰ আগৰ ক্লাছত মই তোমালোকৰ ফিজিক্সৰ মানে হায়াৰ ছেকেণ্ডেৰী ছেকেণ্ড ইয়াৰৰ মই ফাৰ্ষ্ট চেপ্টাৰটো ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিছিলোঁ। দেট ৱাজ দ্য নেম অফ দ্য চেপ্টাৰ ইজ দ্য ইলেক্ট্ৰিক চাৰ্জেছ এণ্ড ফিল্ডছ। চ' এইটো চেপ্টাৰৰ বিষয়ে মই অলপ মানে ডিছকাছ কৰোঁতে আই হেভ অলৰেডি মেনশ্যন এবাউট দ্য ডেফিনেশ্যন অফ ইলেক্ট্ৰিক চাৰ্জেছ এণ্ড হাউ we can charge, the procedure, the system of a charges, and the properties of electric charges. We have already discussed about the what are the properties of electric charges. I have already discussed, but last discussion was the point was one of the property of the electric charge, that was the quantization of electric charge. So what is quantization of electric charge? I have already mentioned, that is the charge of a body should be integral multiple of an electric of charge of an electron. So যিকোনো এটা বডিৰ চাৰ্জ কিমান হ'ব লাগিব, এটা ইন্টিগ্ৰেল মাল্টিপল অফ চাৰ্জ অফ এন ইলেক্ট্ৰন, এটা ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ ইন্টিগ্ৰেল মাল্টিপল হ'ব লাগিব। তাতকৈ মানে ফ্ৰেকশ্যনেল মাল্টিপল হ'লে নহ'ব, মানে 0.5 হ'লে নহ'ব, হাফ ইনটু 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb হ'লে নহ'ব। So that was the quantization of charge. So from that point I will start this class today. Okay, now the concept of quantization of charge, তাৰ ওপৰত বেছ কৰি এটা নিউমেৰিকেল প্ৰব্লেম আমি সলভ কৰিম, যাতে আমাৰ কনচেপ্টখিনি ভালকৈ ক্লিয়াৰ হয়। ঠিক আছে, চ' আহা আমি এতিয়া আকৌ কনচেপ্ট অফ নিউমেৰিকেল প্ৰব্লেম সলভ কৰিম, তাৰপিছত আমি মানে ক্লাছটো আৰম্ভ কৰিম। চ' হোৱাট ইজ দ্য নিউমেৰিকেল প্ৰব্লেম? আই হেভ অলৰেডি ৰিটেন দ্য নিউমেৰিকেল প্ৰব্লেম ইন দ্য ব্লেকবোৰ্ড। That is a polythene pitch wrapped with wools. A polythene pitch wrapped with wools is found to have a negative charge. A polythene wrapped with wools is found to have a negative charge of 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. So this amount of charge are there in the polythene pitch when it was wrapped with wools. Okay, so the charge of the it is negatively charged. It is found negatively charged, that is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. So from this we have to estimate, question number A, estimate the number of electrons transferred. How many electrons transferred? I have already mentioned in the rubbing method, that in the rubbing, in the friction, some amount of electron is transferred from one body to the other body. So in that process the electrons are transferred. So in this question we have asked to find out the number of electron transferred. Another question along with this, it is also written from which to whom the electron is transferred. Okay, electron is transferred. So how many electrons are transferred, we have to find out. Then again we have to find out from which body the electron is transferred to whom. Okay, so here the question is very clearly, it is said a polythene pitch wrapped with wools is found to have a negative charge. Means what? Polythene pitch acquired a negatively charged, and the amount of charge is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Now we have to find out the number of electrons transferred, and again we have to find out from electron transfer from whom, from which body to whom. Okay, gradually we have to solve this one. First of all, number 2, or that is number B, again one question is set here, that is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? We have to write this one also. Okay, so first of all I have to solve the number 1 question. So solution right now. Solution. So yeah, the basic concept of the solution of this question is quantization of charge. So the amount of charge is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. It is negative charge, it has a negative charge. So here the amount of charge Q equal to minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. So the polythene pitch have this amount of charge, that is q equal to minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Means what? The polythene pitch have the charge negatively charged. This is 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Okay. Again, we know the charge of an electron. You have to remember this one. It is not written in the question. So you have to remember this one. The charge of an electron is what? What is the value of the charge of an electron? The charge of an electron, that is E equal to, the charge of an electron, it is called E equal to minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. You have to remember this. That is, what is the value of charge of an electron? That is this amount. That is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Because you know, minus means electron has a negatively charged particle, negatively charged. So that is minus. Okay. Now from this we have to find out number of electrons transferred. That is n equal to what? So we have already discussed about the properties of electric charges, that is quantization of charge. In the quantization of charge, we got a formula. From that formula we have to calculate. Okay. we know charge of a body should be plus minus Ne. We ignore plus minus. Okay, just calculation we have given this one. So Q equal to Ne. This is what? This formula is coming from quantization of charge. Okay, that means charge of a body should be integral multiple of charge of an electron. That is N is the integer, means 1, 2, 3 is the charge of an electron. Okay, so from here we have find out N equal to, that is implies N equal to, from if you simplify this one, you got N equal to Q by E. Clear? So what is Q? Okay, put the value of Q. Q means charge of the body. The total charge of the body is minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7, minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by E. E means charge of an electron. It is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Okay, so minus will be cancelled out. So what will be the value? So it will be, if we simplify this one, so point, if we remove point, so 0 will become up 30 by 16 into 10 to the power 7. It will be plus 12, isn't it? It will be plus 12. So 30 by 16, after calculation we got this one. So first of all we have to wrap this one. Okay. So after calculation you got this one. Very simple calculation is the cancellation. Ultimately you will get this. I am not going to the details cancellation, just you will get like that 1875 into 10 to the power 1875 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power 9 number of electron. 1875 into 10 to the power 9 number of electron. You put this one in standard form, that is 1.875 into 10 to the power 12 number of electron. This amount of electron is transferred. Okay. Now another question along with this is set up. That question is what? Now we are asked to find out from the electron is transfer from which body to whom. We have to find out. See, in the question it is clearly written the polythene pitch is acquired and negatively charged, and the amount of charge is 3 into 10 to the minus 7 coulomb. So the polythene pitch acquired and negatively charged means what? There is a axis of electron, that is why it is negative. So before rubbing, every substances or every material, before rubbing there was neutral position of charges. That means what? The amount of negative charge is exactly equal to the amount of positive charge. So that was initially it was neutral, but after rubbing it acquired a negative charge, means there is an excess of electron. So electron is coming to the polythene pitch from wool, that is why it is negatively charged. So we can say from this concept we can say that is electron is coming from wools to polythene pitch. Clear? So we can write down this one. Since the that is what polythene pitch is negatively charged, the polythene pitch have found it is negatively charged, so that from that point we can call the electrons are transferred from wool to polythene pitch. Okay, so this question is also solved. The question was what? That is the electron is coming from whom to whom. Okay, so electron is coming from wool to polythene. Okay, now second question is there, is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? Now you have to realize one thing, that is what electron is transferred from wool to the polythene. Now electron is transfer means what? Along with electron have a mass also. What is the value of mass of an electron? Can you say? Yes, electron has a massive particle, and the mass of an electron is very less, but it has a mass. So what is the value of mass of an electron? The mass of an electron is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the minus 31 kg. So this is the mass of an electron. So for the B section solution we can call, that is there transfer of mass from wools to polythene? Yes. For this section, yes, there is transfer of mass from wool to polythene. Why? Because along with the electron is a massive particle, so electron is transferred, means mass is also transferred from wool to the polythene. So what amount of mass is transferred? We can calculate this one. So because the mass of an electron equal to what is the value of mass? 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 9.1 into 10 to the minus 31 kg. This is the mass of an electron. So if one electron has this amount of mass, how many electrons is transferred from wool to polythene? This amount of electrons. So what will be the total mass transfer? So we can write down from here, total mass transferred equal to n into me, that is mass of an electron. N is how much? N is 1.875 into 10 to the power 12 into 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. So it will be how much? After calculation you will get this one. But by simple calculation you can find out this one. I am not going to the calculation part. It will be negligible. It will be minus 10 to the power 18 times. So you can see that a negligible amount of mass will transfer, because mass of an electron is very less. So that is why if we can ignore the mass as a total mass. We can ignore the mass, but yes, there is a transfer of mass from the wools to the polythene piece. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, now this question was based on the quantization of charge and along with the concept. Now I am going to another part that is very important to discuss this one also, because this part is very important. Now I am going to that part, that is, so you can take the screenshot. Okay, after taking just calculation part khini moi eri dile tomaleke ekhini koi loba. Okay, এতিয়া চোৱা Coulombs law. What is Coulombs law? Coulombs law. This is very important. Coulombs law. The Coulombs law is that Coulombs law means we know there is a force of attraction between two charged particles. There is a force of repulsion between two charged particles, because we have already discussed this thing. মানে আমি যেতিয়া চার্জ বিলাকৰ কথা যেতিয়া কৈছিলো, there are two types of charges, positive আৰু negative, আৰু positive like চার্জ বিলাকৰ ভিতৰত মানে positive চার্জ বিলাকৰ ভিতৰত repulsion হয়, আৰু তোমাৰ negative আৰু positive চার্জ মানে opposite চার্জ বিলাকৰ ভিতৰত attraction হয়. So we know this one. The force is there, means it may be attractive force, it may be repulsive force. So there is a force between two charged particles. Okay, now Coulombs law to এই কিমানখিনি ফোর্স মানে দুটা চার্জ পার্টিকুলার ভিতৰত তো ফোর্স থাকে আমি গম পালো, কিন্তু এই দুটা চার্জ পার্টিকুলার ভিতৰত কিমান ফোর্স থাকিব সেই ফোর্সৰ amount, magnitude of the force can be calculated from the Coulombs law. How amount of force will be there? If it is negligible, if it is a less force, if it is a big force, the amount of force, the magnitude of force is stated by the Coulombs law. So Coulombs law আমাক কিমানখিনি ফোর্স এপ্লাই হ'ব দুটা চার্জ পার্টিকুলার ভিতৰত সেই ফোর্সৰ amount বা magnitude আমাক ক্যালকুলেশন কৰি দিয়ে. Okay, so this is about the Coulombs law. Now what is the Coulombs law? Coulombs law is very simple. That is the force between two point charges or any charges, the electrostatic force between two point charges is directly proportional to the product of their charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two charges. So this is the basis, this is the law of Coulombs law. This is the law of Coulombs. Okay, so we have to write down this one. You can also write down. So Coulombs law means the electrostatic force, write down the electrostatic force, the electrostatic force between two point charge, the electrostatic force between two point charge is directly proportional to the product of the two point charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So this is the expression of Coulombs law. What is the electrostatic force between two point charges is directly proportional to the product of the point charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So this is the that is what expression. Now what is the mathematical expression? Aru এই mathematical expression পৰা আৰু অন্য কিছুমান কথা ইয়াৰ লগত জড়িত হৈ আছে, সেইখিনি কথা কিন্তু বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট. I am going to give importance that part, means vector formula আহিব, সেইখিনি কথা আমি বেছিকৈ আলোচনা কৰিব লাগিব. সো এইখিনি আমি যদি এই পাৰ্টখিনিক যদি আমি mathematical expressionত যদি আমি express কৰোঁ, what will be the form of the mathematical formula of the Coulombs law? I am writing this thing. So এইখিনি পালোঁ আমি. Suppose in this section, suppose we can consider, suppose this is a point charge having charge q1 and another charge is separated at a distance, suppose r. The amount of charge is q2. This is q1 and q2 is the charge, is the two charge. One charge is q1, another charge is q2, are separated at a distance r. Then as we know, there is a force between these two charges. It may be repulsive, it may be attractive. It depends on the nature of the two charges. If the both the charges are means what like charges, then it will be repulsive. If both the charges are unlike charges, then it will be attractive. So whatever be the force, but the amount of force, the Coulombs law stated the amount of force, the degree of force, what amount of force will be there. So from the Coulombs law we can write down that the force, the amount of force between these two charges, this force is called electrostatic force, because the force is coming from what? Coming due to due to the charge. So that is called, it is electrostatic force. Okay. Some other massive force, the gravitational forces are also there. You got this one in that is 11th class. Then any two massive particles, there is a force of attraction is there. That force is another things. Okay, I am not discussing about that force. Just I am discussing about the electrostatic force, means the force due to charge. Okay, so this force means from Coulombs law, this force, that is the force between these two charges, is directly proportional to the product of the two charges q1 and q2. This is the product of the two charges. This is magnitude. Determinant, we take the determinant, means it indicates the magnitude only. Suppose q1 is positive, q2 is negative, so product will be negative, but we just take the positive part. This is magnitude q1 and q2. ইয়াৰ ভিতৰত যদি প্ৰডাক্ট কৰাৰ পিছত যদি আমি মাইনাছও পাওঁ, আমি মাইনাছটো ইগনোৰ কৰিম, জাষ্ট আমি মেগনিটিউডখিনি ল'ম. পিছত আমি এইবিলাক কথা ডিটেইলছ ডিছকাছ কৰিম, সেইখিনি তেতিয়া তোমালোকে বুজি পাবা. চ' ইয়াত ডাইৰেক্টলি প্ৰপৰ্চনেল টু দ্য প্ৰডাক্ট অফ দ্য টু চাৰ্জেছ. এইটোৰ কাৰণে ভয় খাবলগীয়া একো নাই, বিকজ দিছ ইজ মডুলাছ লোৱা হৈছে, মিনছ মেগনিটিউডখিনিহে ইয়াৰ আমি হিচাপ কৰিছোঁ, মাইনাছ থাকিলে আমি ইগনোৰ কৰিম. অ'কে, চ' দিছ ইজ দ্য প্ৰডাক্ট অফ দ্য টু চাৰ্জ এণ্ড ইনভাৰ্চলি প্ৰপৰ্চনেল টু দ্য স্কুৱাৰ অফ দ্য ডিষ্টেঞ্চ, মিনছ distance is r, your inversely square of the distance r square. So this is the mathematical expression of the Coulombs law. Now from this, if we simplify this equation, we got F, that is force between the two point charges or charges, F equals to some constant is needed. That constant is what? So we call, suppose K modulus of Q1 Q2 by r square. So this is the simplest form of mathematical expression of Coulombs law. But in higher secondary, second year level, your concept should be more than this, because along with this the direction is also associated. So I am going to that part. So first of all, you have to understand this thing. Okay, so force between the two charges F equal to K Q1 Q2 by r square, where K is a constant and the value of, where K is a constant and the value of K equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb inverse, Coulomb square per Coulomb square, Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So this is the value of K, SI unit of K. In SI unit, the value of K is this one, 9 into 10 to the power 9. So this is the Coulombs law in simplest form. Okay, so where this is 9 into 10 to the power 9, K has the value 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb inverse 2. Okay, so now this is the mathematical expression of Coulombs law. Now from this we can define the definition of 1 Coulomb charge. From this expression we have to define the definition of 1 Coulomb charge. What is 1 Coulomb charge? We can define from this. Okay, now I am going to that part. The part is what? What is the definition of 1 Coulomb charge? Okay. So please take the screenshot. I am going to that part. Okay. From this formula, if we imagine that, suppose Q1 is equals to Q2. Suppose this is left. Suppose we consider Q1 equal to Q2 is equal to 1 Coulomb. Suppose this Q1 and Q2 have the same amount of charge. Q1 and Q2 is the same amount of charge. The magnitude of Q1 is 1 Coulomb and the magnitude of Q2 is 1 Coulomb. Q1, Q2 means what? Charge. Okay, 1 Coulomb. And these two charges are separated at a distance. Suppose the R, that is separation between these two charges, is 1 meter. Then what happens? From this formula, this is supposition. We consider, suppose we consider these ones. Suppose Q1 is the amount of charge of the first charge, Q2 is the second charge, the value is 1 Coulomb, and R equal to, that is the distance between the two charges, 1 meter. Then what happens? See, from this equation we can write the force between these two charges will be K. K means what? 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton. So then in that case the force between the two charges will be 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton. Very clear? Because Q is 1, Q2 is 1, Q1 is 1, 1 into 1 means 1 divided by 1. So ultimately just K will be there, and the value of K is, we know, 9 into 10 to the power 9. So when when the value of Q1 and Q2 is 1 Coulomb and the separation between the two charges is 1 meter, that time force in between the two charges will be 9 into 10 to the power 9. So from this concept we can define 1 Coulomb charge. Now what is 1 Coulomb charge? From this you can imagine that, suppose 1 Coulomb charge means that amount of charge. In a charge, suppose that two charges, when the two charges are separated at a distance of 1 meter, and in between the two charges there is a force of repulsion. Because why it is repulsion? Because Q1 and Q2 have the same magnitude and the same sign. Okay, suppose that amount of charge here, Q1 and Q2 is the same amount of charge, and the same magnitude and sign is also there. Means if it is positive charge, this one also positive charge. Suppose ইয়াতো পজিটিভ আছে, ইয়াতো পজিটিভ আছে, কিমান ম্যাগনিটিউড আছে আমি নাজানো, ইয়াত যিমানখিনি ম্যাগনিটিউডৰ চাৰ্জ লৈছো ইয়াতো ম্যাগনিটিউড সেম এমাউন্টৰ ম্যাগনিটিউডৰ চাৰ্জ লৈছো, আমি এটা 1 মিটাৰ ডিসটেন্সত ৰাখিছো সেই চাৰ্জ দুটা ৰাখাৰ পিছত আমি এই দুটা চাৰ্জৰ ভিতৰত আমি ফোর্স মেজার কৰিছো। কি ফোর্স হ'ব? বিকজ these two charges are same charge, that is like charge, so repulsive force হ'ব। এই দুটাৰ মাজত যেটো repulsive force আছে সেই ফোর্সটো আমি ক্যালকুলেশন কৰিলো, কৰি আমি পালো যে এই দুটা ফোর্স চাৰ্জৰ মাজত ফোর্স আমি পালো যে 9 into 10 to the power 9 নিউটন ফোর্স আছে। That means what? It indicates that the two charges are same and the value of the two charges will be 1 coulomb. Then only it possible to have the force between the two charges is 9 into 10 to the power 9 coulomb. Otherwise no. হয় যদি 9 into 10 to the power এই দুটাৰ মাজত আমি ফোর্স যদি 9 into 10 to the power 9 কৈ কম পালো, means ইয়াত 1 coulomb কৈ কম আছে, ইয়াত 1 coulomb কৈ কম আছে, এই কাৰণে ইয়াৰ মাজত ফোর্স কম হৈছে। বা যদি বেশি হয় 9 into 10 to the power 9 কৈ যদি বেশি হয়, that means what? That means ইয়াত 1 coulomb কৈ বেশি আছে, ইয়াত 1 coulomb কৈ বেশি আছে। So দুটা same amount of charge, if we place two same equal amount of charge is placed at a distance of 1 meter and experienced a electrostatic repulsive force of magnitude 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton, then we can call the amount of charge must be 1 coulomb. Okay, this is the definition of 1 coulomb charge. I can write down this one. So from this concept you can write down. I think it তোমালোকৰ ক্লিয়াৰ হৈছে, বুজি পাইছা নে? দুটা সেম এমাউন্ট অফ চাৰ্জ আমি ৰাখি দিছো ইয়াত, কিমান এমাউন্ট আমি গম নাপাওঁ, বাট এই দুটাৰ ভিতৰত এই দুটাৰ মাজত আমি ফোর্স ক্যালকুলেশন কৰিলো যে ফোর্স পালো 9 into 10 to the power 9, তেতিয়া আমি কম এই ইয়াৰ এই দুটা চাৰ্জৰ ম্যাগনিটিউড হৈছে 1 কুলম। যদি তাতকৈ কম বেছি পাওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে 1 কুলম ক'ব নোৱাৰো। ঠিক আছে, ভেৰি সিম্পল দিলো। ওকে, ৰাইট ডাউন। দ্যাট ইজ 1 coulomb charge, 1 coulomb charge is a charge when 1 coulomb charge is a charge when that are placed at a distance when that are placed at a distance of 1 meter, at a distance of 1 meter from when that are placed at a distance of 1 meter in vacuum, one coulomb charge is a charge when that is there. So when that is placed at a distance of 1 meter in vacuum from another charge of same magnitude, vacuumৰ কথাটো মই অলপ পিছত কৈ আছো। same magnitude experiences an electrostatic repulsive force, of magnitude 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton. Okay, so that charge is called 1 coulomb. So when the two charges are placed at a distance of 1 meter and experienced a force between these two is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton, then we can call the amount of two charges 1 coulomb. Okay, and in vacuum means what? Means the Coulombs law, the formula I have already finished this one. The formula, in that formula, F equal to 1 by 4 pi F equal to K Q1 Q2 bar square. In that K is 9 into 10 to the power 9. So the value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9, but the force between the two charged particle will depends on the medium where the two charges are placed. Sometime it may not be placed in vacuum. That time the force between the two charges will depends on other factor also. So that is the medium, depends on medium also. So the first formula we have just written there. In that case the two charges are placed in vacuum. Okay, মই এইখিনিৰ কথা পিছত আৰু ডিটেইলছত যাম, এইখিনি ভেকুয়ামৰ কথা কেনেকৈ আহিল। সো এইখিনি আমি এটু পালো। So this is the definition of 1 coulomb charge. Now this is the definition of 1 coulomb charge. Okay, generally in vacuum the value of K, generally in vacuum, the value of K, that means constant value, the constant term K equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. And it has the value 9 into 10 to the power 9. We know this one. So this K means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is another constant. This total calculation is 9 into 10 to the power 9. But here another constant, it is called epsilon naught, and this epsilon naught is called permittivity. Epsilon naught is called permittivity for free, means vacuum, free space. Permittivity for free space, and epsilon naught has value, it is 8.85 into 10 to the power 12 minus 12 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse 1 meter inverse 2. So this is the value of permittivity of free space, 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse 1 meter inverse 2. So this is another constant, permittivity for free space. Belek space karone vacuum karone etu value, belek medium karone etu value belek hoy jabo. ঠিক আছে। সো তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি কেৰ ভেলুটো যদি আমি পুট কৰি যদি আমি গোটেই Coulombs law to generally লিখো তেতিয়াহ'লে কেনেকুৱা হ'ব? What will be the formula of Coulombs law? The formula of Coulombs law in that case will be F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught magnitude of Q1 Q2 by R square. So this is the general formula of Coulombs law. But after that we have to put the direction also, because the electrostatic force, ultimately force is a vector quantity. So vector form, in the vector form we have to write down the Coulombs law. So next part I will give that part, that is what the vector form of the Coulombs law, and along with the other concept are also there. So let me stop here today. So this is the Coulombs law of force. So আশা কৰোঁ তোমালোকে বুজি পাইছা আৰু মোৰ চেনেলটো পাৰিলে সাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিবা। ধন্যবাদ।